Such innovations. In fact, I mean, the invention of the car itself was responsibility of Mercedes-Benz, and much of the safety equipment that you find on virtually every car on the road was engineered and developed by Mercedes-Benz. Now, if we look at our more recent history now, though, we have some pretty amazing innovations on the SUV side. Just the launch of the M-Class 15 years ago is what we consider really the invention of the luxury SUV segment. Now, since this time, we've gone on to launch a number of other SUVs, 3 more classes of SUVs, in fact, and our sales have increased 6-fold. Now, of course, no small part of that is the GL class. Now, the first generation of the GL class was launched back in 2006, and really a car, as Steve mentioned, purpose-built for the U.S. market with the U.S. customer in mind. And we really hit the nail on the head. The success of this car led to increased sales on the SUV side, accounting for more than 35% of our sales now, which who would have thought 15 years ago that such a significant contributor to our sales would be on the SUV side. So it's really been significant. Now, of course, if you're familiar with our brand, you've been following us lately, we've had a lot of activity in the SUV segment. So within the 12-month period, we'll have the youngest SUV fleet in the United States. So it all started a few months ago with the launch of the second generation M-Class. We'll follow that up with strong refreshings of the GLK and our G-Class, the iconic G-Class, and now the car that we're here talking about today, the GL Class in its second generation. Now, of course, the success of this car can really be, it's hard to just to cover in just a few words, but it's been a smashing success. Because if you look at just what this car brought to us was increased sales, but mainly our customers. We had the chance to bring in a number of customers in conquest and bring in customers who never really had the opportunity to have a full-size luxury SUV in a Mercedes-Benz. It wasn't just graduating customers up from the M-Class. It was bringing in conquest customers. And when you combine a car that can conquest, like the GL, with a brand whose loyalty is as strong as Mercedes-Benz, you have a pretty awesome combination. So, great things with the first generation of the ML. So the success story, of course, garnering awards from automotive press as well as lifestyle press throughout its entire life cycle, and of course the sales success, which Steve spoke of. It's interesting, the GL in its first full year in 2007 sold about 26,000 units. We did almost the same amount last year. So obviously a sustained success with the GL has been a very strong part of our lineup. So why has it been so successful? Well, it's our customers. And our customers look to this car. It really has captured the hearts and minds of those customers looking for something for their families. Now, if you think about our customers, we'll take a quick look at it. Really, one word comes to mind, and that's family. An inch taller. Now, the beauty of this, though, is we've been able to pack in more standard equipment, more safety equipment, better packaging, so you actually have more storage capacity in the second and the third row. Also, in addition, all new engines throughout the lineup. Really, every engine is new for the GL. And not only are all these engines more powerful in regards to horsepower and torque, they're also more fuel efficient. So we'll talk a little bit more about those, but really just to be able to put a lot into this all-new car, we're obviously very excited about. So just from a looks perspective, we'll just talk about some of the design elements that you'll notice on the car, and we have the car right here. Now, we'll have the similar lineup that we had in the predecessor. We have a GL 350, which is our Blue Tech Clean diesel offering, a 450, which is our 8-cylinder, and then our 550. So in terms of looks, we have some differentiation, but just so you get an idea, the 350 and the 450 are based on a very similar look, and then the 550 has a little bit more aggressive look. But we'll go through a few of these. So of course you see a car that's immediately recognizable as a Mercedes-Benz. The central mounted star and a large, bold, upright front grille with wraparound headlamps. So this is the 350 and the 450. Now if you take a look at the 550, you get a more aggressive appearance. And that's actually the car we have here today, and the things you'll notice different, just a larger front grille, the chrome applications, just a little bit more of an aggressive appearance. Now if we work our way around to the side of the vehicle, you see a car that fits very well into the Mercedes-Benz SUV design language. Strong shoulder lines, great character lines, really a beautiful car. So this is the 350, and then if you move up to the 550, flared wheel arches, we have illuminated door sills, as well as the fender flares. So you'll see also larger wheels. 20-inch wheels are standard on the GL 550, so an overall more aggressive appearance. So now working our way around to the rear of the vehicle, again, the 350 and the 450, with LED tail lamps and really just a lot of smart design. You see the cutout in the bumper, which makes loading in and out of the car a little bit easier. Also, the sill plate along there keeps the bumper from getting scratched when you're putting all those things, carrying all your gear around. So that's the 350 and the 450. And the 550, again, a more aggressive appearance. You'll see the exposed exhaust tips and a more aggressive rear bumper. Now, one thing, we have a number of cars out here, so the 450 also typically has concealed rear pipes, but we also have an appearance package. So some of the 450s that you have in the fleet and had the chance to drive today will also include the rear pipes. So just a little heads up on that. So let's take a look, obviously, the inside of the car. Now, this is where you're going to spend most of your time. So in no small part, it's a beautiful interior. High quality materials, an upholstered dashboard, leather, wood trim, chrome accents throughout the vehicle really make it an inviting place to drive. Now, of course, any Mercedes, it's going to have a beautiful interior, but one of the more important things is having an interior where all of the controls fall directly to your hand. Because we think it's important to have a car that's ergonomically correct, because then you make great decisions while you're driving the car. Because the number one factor of vehicle safety is having the driver in the best possible frame of mind to make good decisions while they're on the road. So obviously that's very important to us in how we design the interior of the vehicle. Now, from the driver's perspective, obviously very familiar from the Mercedes-Benz. One thing that's new for the GL is we have the command system, which is now based on what's familiar that you know from some of our other vehicles. We have a 7-inch high-mounted display in the dash, and you have the central controller, which is just there on the center console. Now, obviously with command, you have access to your audio functions, telephone, navigation, pretty much anything that you would need access to and many of the vehicle settings. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention that is new with our GL and a lot of our model year 13 vehicles is our Embrace 2 system. Now, Embrace is our in-vehicle telematics platform. This is a development. Now we're at Embrace 2. Previously we had Embrace, and some of you may even remember our TeleAid system, which we had before that. Now, we take this quite a bit further than what those systems did. Of course, we have all the safety features that you had with our TeleAid and our Embrace system, whether it's emergency calling in case of a crash, airbag deployment notification, all of those things are of course there. Now what we do with Embrace 2 though is we take that a step further in terms of staying connected not only to your vehicle, but really to the world around you. So one of the things that you can actually do, let's talk about vehicle connectivity and what you could do. So for example, let's say you take your car, you drop it off, you're going to a restaurant, you drop it off at the valet greets you, and all of a sudden you're taken by the memories of the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And you just have this idea, I'm not sure this guy has my best interest in mind when it comes to what might happen with my car.